Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Don't forget, tonight, the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast. Stormy weather in the Northwest, quiet weather in general in the eastern United States, with a few exceptions, as well as the deep south. And we've got a storm coming for Sunday that we're going to be talking about, too. So that's all tonight at 7:35 p.m. on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcasts. As we look at the satellite loop this afternoon, a lot of clouds covering the Great Lakes and the Northeast. The clouds extend down into the Appalachians. We have an upper air disturbance that's moving southeastward. Eventually, it's going to cause a low to form off the North Carolina, Virginia coast, way off the coast, and then move on out to the east. That pulls down some colder air for Wednesday into Thursday, and then we'll be setting ourselves up for a warm up and the setup for Sunday, where we have a storm system we're going to deal with. A lot of moisture continues to pour into the Pacific Northwest. You can see this long stream of clouds from the Pacific running into Oregon and Washington State and extending northward up into Canada. Radars this afternoon indicating that upper air disturbance in the east, and this is mostly light snow, with in some of the warmer areas and lower elevations some light rain, and it's moving generally eastward. We're going to see much of the moisture dry up as it approaches tonight into tomorrow, though we can't rule out a rain or even a snow shower as this system uh, continues its track and then eventually, as we said, moves offshore. Rainfall amounts over the next 7 days, and it is substantial. In the east, we have much of the areas along and east of the Mississippi, a half an inch to an inch. The purple areas that you see in parts of western Kentucky and Tennessee, northern Mississippi, Alabama, North Georgia, southwestern North Carolina, on the order of an inch and a half or better. Also in parts of northwestern Virginia and much of the eastern half of Pennsylvania to northern New Jersey and the Hudson Valley, inch and a half to 2 inch rainfall amounts, slightly less as you near the coast. As far as snowfall is concerned, we have here the probabilities for at least a couple of inches, and you can see it's fairly extensive and high in the western part of the United States, particularly in the Cascades and also in the northern Rockies. In the east, this is for this weather system tonight, where there are a couple of areas here in the blue that indicates about a 50% chance that there could be 2 inches. There's small areas in southwestern New York and also in north central New York and in the central Appalachians, especially in eastern West Virginia, where we could wind up seeing a couple of inches of snow as that system moves to the east. So our low pops up. You see it there tonight off North Carolina. Starts to move to the east, takes all the moisture pretty much with it, drags down some colder air from the north for tomorrow into Thursday. I think tomorrow's going to be a day where I guess we could call it cloudy to partly sunny, and temperatures that are probably going to be topping out generally, I would say, in the lower 40s. And then as we move on into Thursday morning, it'll be in the 20s, and highs will be in the upper 30s to low 40s on Thursday. Meanwhile, in the west, you see that rain, that heavy rain coming into the northwest. That continues, and then some of that energy is going to start translating eastward. We've got some snow for the central Rockies and a low there in North Texas by the time we get to Friday, which will be a warm-up day on Friday, as temperatures, I think, shoot back up into the 50s in most places with sunshine. And for Saturday, also a warm day, upper 50s and low 60s, and I think we'll have some sunshine as well. But there's that developing low in Missouri that strengthens and moves up into Michigan. There'll be a very strong cold front extending to the south, maybe even some severe weather occurring across parts of the Gulf states and Tennessee Valley with this as we move into Saturday night and Sunday morning. I think the first part of Sunday will be dry, but during the afternoon, Sunday will have rain spreading in. That's going to become heavy at times. But the thing to note is how tight the gradient gets here, and that's going to mean a very strong south wind that's going to develop during the day Sunday and continuing into Sunday night when we have heavy rains to deal with. And then the front will move offshore early on Monday morning, and weather conditions should improve after that. There's some question on the timing. The European is about 6 to 8 hours slower with this, so we'll see how the models figure that out. And then as we head into next week, colder air comes in for the first part of next week, gets slightly reinforced for the second part of the week, and I think much of next week is going to wind up being on the dry side. We will, of course, go into all of this in great detail, take a look at what's going on upstairs in the upper atmosphere, and try to figure out what the long range is saying on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time.